Good morning, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to be here and meet you all. My name is Nisarg Shah, and I'm currently a sophomore scholar here, originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Being here now takes me back to my finalist weekend 2 years ago. And man, am I jealous of you all. 2 years ago, I remember falling in love with Carolina's beautiful and picturesque campus. I remember being incredibly inspired by fellow finalists, current scholars, alumni speakers, and the foundation staff. I remember laughing alongside some of my best friends right here in the Carolina Inn lobby until 3 a.m. I don't, however, remember creating any TikToks, which I hear are in the works for y'all, so good luck with those. All jokes and reminiscing aside, though, I truly do hope that over the next few days, your finalist weekend experience will be as special as mine was. After the outdoor leadership summer offered by the Morehead-Cain Scholarship, all scholars engage in the Civic Collaboration summer following their first year at Carolina. In its simplest terms, Civic Collab is an opportunity for groups of scholars to wholeheartedly embed themselves in a unique North American city, helping tackle some of the most pressing issues that the city faces. By bringing together a variety of unique perspectives and backgrounds, Civic Collab groups are able to immerse themselves into the community and create valuable and tangible impact. This exceptional work is supported by a partner host organization based in your city that will connect you with resources and provide supporting guidance to enrich your experience. I was fortunate enough to be placed in Colorado Springs for my Civic Collab summer, alongside 4 other amazing scholars from the class of 2022, Izzy McGoey, Abbas Hassan, Will Forrest, and Caitlin Nygren. We were working alongside our host organization, Pikes Peak Community Foundation, PPCF, throughout the summer, taking a look at how to increase the economic development and sustainable funding mechanisms for underdeveloped southeastern region of the city. There's a picture of us in our office. Ultimately, we were able to dissect this vague scope down to 2 key projects. The first was the development and implementation of a social impact fund that would generate positive financial and societal gains for the community through entrepreneurial endeavors. The second was understanding the feasibility of a community investment trust, CIT, that allowed low-income residents to learn about personal finance and invest in real estate at costs as low as $10 per person. Now, if that all sounds like absolute gibberish to you and you understood nothing that I just said, don't worry, you're definitely not alone. It took us 8 weeks of community and expert interviews, constant research, and countless questions to fully develop our deliverables. In reality, when our team first got together and analyzed PPCF's website for over an hour, we were all incredibly confused about what the nonprofit even did. Frantically panicking that we had no idea what we had just gotten into, we emailed Gary Butterworth, the CEO of PPCF, asking him to spare some time for us when we arrived in Colorado Springs so we weren't completely in the dust. Here's the email that we sent him, and don't worry about reading it all, but here's that initial email that we spent quite a while trying to perfect before sending Gary's way. When he responded, though, as you can see, only said, "Sent from my iPad," the panic simply escalated and went to extreme levels of confusion, to say the least. While this was an accidental mistake on Gary's part, the story is pretty representative of the ambiguity we started with, but the amount of meaningful work that we were ultimately able to conduct over the course of the summer. So, excited to get started on this new adventure in Colorado, we began our project a couple of weeks later. Gary, along with the rest of the PPCF team, and Kim Robertson, an amazing local Morehead alumni, who's here now. Kim's right there. Give her a hand, everyone. They ended up being the best mentors and support system that we could have asked for. This picture is of the PPCF team and our group getting a tour of the unfinished U.S. Olympic Museum in Colorado Springs. Not only did they give us the flexibility to tackle the underlying problems as we saw fit and help connect us with resources and local community leaders, they ultimately became some of our closest friends. They had us over for dinner with their families, went on hikes in Colorado's beautiful mountains with us, and even took us to their weekly Pure Barre classes. Boy, that was quite an experience. Needless to say, I haven't done bar since, so. Outside of our fulfilling daily work in Colorado Springs, we were fortunate enough to be able to explore so much of what makes Colorado one of the most special states. From taking weekend trips to Vail, where we went hiking on Vail Mountain, there's a picture of the group, and it began hailing halfway up. In the summer, it began hailing, ridiculous, to visiting Boulder for a rafting trip when snow melt was at an all-time high. Our group certainly did have some crazy adventures and made some lifelong memories together that I wouldn't trade for the world. Being just an hour south of Denver as well, we spent several days exploring the Mile High City through Rockies games and concerts at Red Rocks Amphitheater. There are the girls, Izzy and Caitlin, engaging in a photo shoot, which happened quite frequently. And the guys were just, bystanders to all the photo shoots, but it was a good time. Another favorite memory is when fellow scholars Olivia, Rod, and Elizabeth visited and stayed with us for an action-packed weekend that included whitewater rafting in Idaho Springs. While all of these incredible experiences and the empowering work that we conducted certainly were key factors in the success of this summer, I sincerely believe that the most important aspect of civic collaboration is the lesson I learned about the power of human connection. Yes, it's true that this summer definitely gave me some wild stories that I'll be sharing with my kids one day, and motivated the career I wish to eventually pursue at the intersection of business and social impact. But perhaps most importantly, as I wrote in my final report at the end of the summer, while having always been a part of one type of team or another, from sports to class groups, I have never interacted with others, perhaps even my own parents, to the extent that civic collaboration requires. Because of this connection that the five of us were able to create amidst doing literally everything together, through the thick, thin, and everything in between, I have now come to understand how much more important people and relationships are than superficial grades, resume builders, etc. For this lesson and countless other lifelong lessons learned and memories made over the summer, I cannot be grateful enough to the Morehead-Cain Foundation. I will forever be thankful to the scholarship and its community for giving me the opportunity to push the bounds of what I thought was possible, for allowing me to garner life-altering experiences like civic collaboration that continue to positively impact my life, for encouraging me to continuously seek adventure in my life. With confidence, I can say that the past 2 years have been the best of my life, thanks to the Morehead-Cain and Carolina. And I'm beyond excited for what is in store for you, class of 2024. Congratulations on being here today, and I look forward to welcoming you to this family incredibly soon. Thank you.